moved up all the way up into where the creek gets narrow, and we got a little bit of a canopy on either side of shade. So I'm hoping there's some relief from the heat in the shade. The temperature here, I'm actually in the sun casting the shade, isn't showing a whole lot. I'm gonna try for some panfish. I got the trout magnet under the bobber there. We'll see what we get into. I'll tell you, it is amazing what even a little bit of shade will do for you in terms of just making it bearable. You know, we're closing in on triple degree heat here, and you know, I've pulled into the shade at the back of the creek here, and so have a couple of these little panfish. I'm hoping if I can see some activity from a couple bass, I'll try fishing a man, there's a lot of little guys here. There's got to be some bass in the back, so I'll try skipping some weightless soft plastic under these shade line back at the end of the at the back of this creek that feeds the reservoir, and see what that does. You would think, you know, with all the panfish being here, there's going to be some bass that want to eat them. Where the further back we go into this, and this creek just keeps going and going, the bigger these bluegill get. I mean, certainly not trophy size or anywhere close to that, but man, they're a lot of fun. And you know, we're maintaining, I'm actually in 8 feet of water in this really narrow area. You know, I'm bluegill fishing on the way in. I think I'm gonna have to, you know, skip a soft plastic underneath these branches on the way out looking for bass. I have lost about 6 degrees of water temperature. Further back we go here, the more shade there is. I'm just amazed how far back this goes before really tapering up into something that isn't navigable anymore. I'm enjoying it though. It's part of the fun, is the exploration. Alright, here's a nice looking grouping of logs and brush. Oh, if I can keep it in the water, I'll catch a fish. That's a different species. I think that's a red ear. I've been catching bluegill the whole time, and that is the first red ear. If I can get him to cooperate, we'll take a look at his red ear. Yep, he's a pretty fish. He's certainly a thick one. Alright, we'll get him back in there. I just saw a picture of one of these on the Facebook group. I think it was Panfish Fanatics. I had them hooked good too. That was over 4 pounds. I don't know where they're catching them that big. Okay. So I got a stump here that that's a little one, but in 4 casts I have 4 fish. We'll put that little guy back. I'm going to show you the first 3 here in a second. Let's see if we go 5 for 5 here. I think I got on the wrong side of the stump, but it's, you know, I think they cleared a lot of these stumps to make the reservoir. Coming to the back of this reservoir up in the creek here, you can load them up quick. I'm gonna grab these 3 and stick them back in the water, but you'll be able to see what the first 3, if you'll let me, first 3 casts on that that stump were just like that. 1, 2, 3. So we'll get them back in there so someone who's actually gonna have a fish fry can enjoy them. You look a little different. So this one has a much larger mouth and a bigger belly. And I believe that is a green sunfish. Look at his big belly. And largest mouth that we've seen in any of these panfish. Green sunfish are a lot of fun to catch. Real aggressive. Sometimes you do need to adjust the length between the trout magnet and the bobber. I'll take a minute and just show you what I got here in terms of equipment. So the business end, this is the gold trout magnet, gold on gold. We have, I think it's 6-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I actually have it spooled up with the braid. Yellow braid is, I think it's 10-pound test braid. You have this style bobber that has the weight on the bottom, and you're just hooking it around that little loop there, but I'm gonna slide it up and give myself more length, just making that quick adjustment. I say quick and then I'm struggling with it with my fat fingers. There we go. Okay, so the length of, between the bobber and the trout magnet, like right back there in that stump, I don't think I was getting quite deep enough to get it in their face. You got to play around with it, and it's nice to have that bobber that you can adjust it fairly quickly. So the rod I'm using, this is a St. Croix Premier Series. It's 6'6", medium light, and fast action. And I just had a fish on as I was showing you that. So it doesn't need to be real sensitive because you're really doing strike detection visually with the bobber. But having a light power is just real good for the, I see fish jumping down there, is right for these, these panfish, these bluegill, green sunfish, and the red ear that I saw a second ago. I'd like to catch another red ear. They are fun fish to catch. But back of this creek, there's certainly no limit to how many of these guys you can catch. A couple nice tree trunks there. Just waiting on that bobber to drop. There it goes. It's a little guy. Get him off quick. Get right back in there. Made my way all the way to the back, and we are a little more than 13 degrees cooler back here than we were out in the main lake. So I'm gonna turn it around, head back where I've been, and I'm gonna switch over to bass. I got a zinker on here, so I'm gonna use that stick worm and just skip underneath all of these root balls and brush piles and stumps that we've been catching the bluegill out of. We're going to work the same water in the opposite direction with soft plastic. Hopefully we can pull a couple nice bass out of here. Okay, switched over to probably my favorite bait for largemouth bass, and that is the palmetto bugs. And this time I got it rigged on the chin locks. So you got these little belly weights here and then that chin lock weight up front. So just skipping it along, or whatever wood I come up on, skipping it out, or skipping it in there, bringing it slowly out. Alright, starting to get a few more. Missed a bigger blow up in there. Cut this little guy. Again, steeper bank made a difference. I got a shallow bank on the left, steep bank on the right, and the steep bank, I don't know if it's just nicer, deeper water in there, more shade throughout more of the day, I don't know, but there's more activity on that side. Alright, I've come back out to the main part of the lake where it opens up. There's a big mud flat behind me where there's a whole lot of 2 foot and less water out there. I'm right up at the top of it. It narrows up right there. I have 96.5. I'm going to show you 96.5 degrees way up at the top here. And what we're going to do is we're going to zoom to the back, and I'm going to show you how cool it gets just getting up in the trees. Just having the canopy on both sides of you as you shoot in there. What that does in terms of your water temperature as you head back. I don't think that this particular creek is spring influenced. I think it's purely a matter of the canopy and what that does for you. So we'll time lapse it back and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to zoom full speed over 6 mile an hour to the back, and then we'll take another look. Alright, that is it. That's as far as we can go. And we're actually getting a little bit of flowing water here. And we were at 96.5 out in the main lake. I'll show you what it looks like up here. We got a big old log jam. Really fun to explore this area. And from 96.5 to 84 degrees, 83.8. Wow. Big jump in temp. It really has to do with the shade of the canopy. So I got time, I'm gonna fish my way back out again and see what we get into. Maybe catch a couple more different kinds of panfish, a couple more bass, who knows. It's been a fun exploration in this electric only lake in Virginia. One of 122. I got a lot more to explore, so looking forward to it. Throwing a swim bait and decided after one swirled on it, it's time for spinnerbait. If they want to chase, I'll let them chase. This is a twin spin. It's a little bit mangled now, but the fact that you have two blades here really protects you against losing the spinnerbait in all the brush here.